Alright, let's talk about the regular expression matching. So you are given the input string S and the pattern P. So you have to implement a regular expression matching with support for dot and star, where dot is matching the all single character and the star is actually matching a 0 or more preceding element. So this is the hardest question, kind of hard question. So the idea is that if the length is not equal, it's definitely return false. But you also have to watch if there is a star behind, right? If there's a star behind the A character, and even though the length is not equal, you can still know that this is going to be true if you're just repeating the single character every single time. So this question is really hard. You have to use DP, and DP is kind of tricky. So let's look at this diagram. So I made a two strings. So one is AYX, the other one is AX star. Okay, so A represent the first character. So if they are matched, right, it's going to be true, right? Because you can actually return true, right? But how about this A and AX? So now it's going to be false, right? And star is going to be false as well. And then AY and A, right? This is false right away. AY and AX false right away. And then AY and AX star, right? It's going to be false because the star is going to be repeating. It's going to be repeating 0 time or more time, right? And so on, right? This is AYX and A is false. AXY and X is false and false. So the idea is that if you match one character, that will be true. And also if you match the dots, right? If there is a character C and then you match with the dot, then it's going to be true. And how about this? If you match a character and then star, and you have a bunch of C, this is going to be true as well. So how do you actually determine that would be a different scenario you have to worry about. But look at this. If the star is actually be here, right? Let me just remove this just in case you're confused. And I'm gonna say T right here, it doesn't matter. So if A star T is right here, right? A and A is going to be true. A and A star is going to be true as well. So this idea is actually what? You grab the element ahead, but you can also initialize your imagined world, right? Over here. So if you want it, then you can grab the column above, right? And that will also help you to have a scenario with dot star, or even though the character star, right? This is only two scenarios you'll have to worry about. I mean, I will just start coding and you will be just follow along my logic. So I'm going to say in n equal to s dot length, and then m equal to p dot length. I'm going to initialize my dp, and in this case, in is not a good idea. So using a boolean, we are going to return true and false, right? So dp equal to new boolean, and then n plus 1, just in case you know, and then n plus 1. The plus 1 is actually set the default value for the column 0 and row 0 for the string. So I'm going to traverse the pattern column, which is m. So in I'm going to say I equal to 1, I less than equal to m, and I plus plus. Okay, we are now starting from 0. This is because we will initialize the dp at 0, the default value to be true. And dp at I, should be I, and then that would be the first row, and then I, that would be column, is equal to true if you actually meet the star. Okay, let me just redo again. So if p dot chart at a I is equal to the start. But if you use the p.char, right, with the index starting from 0, so it's equal to start, then you have to initialize your column. The value is equal to 0 and minus 2. Alright, so even though okay, the start will not the start will not happen in the first character, right? If you say p.char at 0, the first character in p will not ever be the first one. This is in a constraint, so you can actually initialize it, the start to be I equal to 2 first. But it doesn't matter. Let me just think about it like if you have a star, right? You just grab the preceding element, so you can actually repeat 0 or multiple times, right? So the best way is actually repeat this character. I mean, just grab this element instead, and then when you are actually traversing the entire string, and then you can actually get a actually get a value above or the 2 column ahead. So that would be the tricky stuff. So I'm going to traverse the string. So I equal to 1 I less than equal to n and I plus plus, and also for column j equal to 1 j less than equal to n j plus plus. So if they match, so s.char at I minus 1 is that equal to p.char at j minus 1. If they match, it's going to return true, right? So if they match, right, you can actually just grab the diagonal. So dp at ij is equal to dp I minus 1 j minus 1. Okay, that will be the one scenario. And also, if you actually dot, the dot, right? The dot represents any character. So if there's a dot right here, right, and we can actually match any character over here, right? How about this? AY is false, and then AY and A dot, it should be true, right? So you can also say if p.char at j minus 1 is that equal to dot, you return, you say equal to true. And let me think about this. How do I actually tell you? So if you meet the character p.char at j minus 1 is that equal to the star, and whatever you do, you can grab the I minus 2 first, right? So dpi j and then equal dpi j minus 2. So that will grab the preceding element. You can repeat in 0 times. This is actually repeating 0 times. So you grab the one character ahead, right? But if you say p.char at j minus 2, if that is equal to dot, so we are in dot star in this scenario, right? Then we can actually take the above value and also the value itself. But the value itself is actually what we actually grab the value for dpi and j minus 2, right? So that would be helpful, right? Because if that is true, then we know this is already true no matter what, right? But if that is true, dpij will become dpi minus 1 and then j, and then or dpij, right? So dpij is actually represent I j minus 2, but we already initialize it, and then we just have to compare. And if one of them is true, then it's going to be true. But also what? But also if there is the character and then star, right? If they are in this scenario, we can also say equal to true, right? Because what you actually need to do is what? Let me just do this. So AY, okay, let me do AA, and then A star. Actually, I can just A star, right? A star right away. So AA true, A star, still true. I can repeat one time. AA, this is false. And then AA, this is true, right? So what you actually need to grab is what? This is false, right? You only initialize the value at the P string, right? So this is P string initialize. So S string you don't have to initialize. So you can either what? You can either grab the value above or the value ahead, because you can ignore, right? And if P dot char at J minus 1 is that is equal to J minus 2, so J minus 2 is that equal to S dot char at I minus 1, right? So this is so J minus 2 and then I minus 1, yes, this is correct. And then you can also say equal to that, and later on after the for loop you can just return dp and m. So this will be the solution, but we have to take care about the others, right? Anything else is going to be false. I mean, it's already equal to false already, so that will not cause a big problem. But this is better, just write the dpij equal to false. Okay, I have a mistake right here. So AA and A star, and I returned false, but it should be true, right? Because AA and A star can repeat it one time, right? So let me think about it. P dot char at, so it's going to be the star scenario. Star scenario is right over here, and so star aij minus 2, that's correct. J, right, that's correct. So P dot char at J minus 2, A star char at I minus 1, so I minus 1 and ij, that was correct. So what happened on this? That will be the problem when you initialize. So if you made a character above, then you need to grab the 2 element ahead. And also, okay, this is a problem. You have to initialize the dp first, dp00 first, and then later on when you want to grab the element ahead, that will be true, right? So that would be the, yes, exactly. So I have to initialize first, right? And then initialize 00 first, and then I need to traverse every character in the P and to check if there's a star. If you do, then you can grab the element ahead. And this will be the solution. Sorry for the mistake, and I don't want to redo again. And for the time and space, time is actually pretty simple. M times m, right? And then space is also simple, m times n. And this is going to be a short version for the typing. And then time complexity, all of m times n, space, all of m times n, and n and m represent s dot length and p dot length. And this will be the solution. And sorry for the mistake again, and I will see you next time. Bye.